Hi, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melina Landrio, and I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing space with me today. And for those of you returning from 2024, I am so grateful and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for, again, sharing space with me. Now, Spirit has been guiding me for some time now, a few weeks now, just reminding me of a message, a reading, a channel that I received last March. I thought it was May for some reason, but when I looked up the information today, it was actually March 19th, 2024. So something is significant about March and potentially May as well, because I kept thinking it was May. But Spirit kept illuminating this to me, like that this is one of these messages. I have a few of them, but this is a particular message that I need to relocate back into my understanding and bring it up for awareness for you guys. So this new year, perhaps this is a reminder that although we have entered into a new year, I just said where. I was about to say where. A new where. A new where. So some of you might be maybe relocating to a new space, a new place. Maybe you already have a new moment in time, a new understanding, a new appreciation for life. Something new has arisen. But the reminder that in the past there might be some residual, maybe stuck energy, something that was left behind, maybe forgotten, that needs to be addressed. So this could be a reminder for you, as I've been reminded for a few weeks now, to tap into this message. And I thought I had recorded it out, typed it out in my files, but I had to actually search my sound files to listen to the actual channel. So I had to write it out prior to this delivery right now. Anywho, I'm going to get into it. But before I jump into the old channel, something was brought to my awareness in meditation earlier today. And this could be in relation to a toe tag. In the center toe on the right foot in particular is what was brought to my awareness. So this could be significant for today's channeled message. Revisit of an older channeled message from March. Something to do with March 19th, 2024 is significant. Potentially May as well. But yeah, this toe tag on the right foot could also be indicative to masculine energy as well. So there could be like a toe tag. There could be a masculine energy wearing a toe tag. So place that how that fits if this is resonating with you. Maybe this means something to you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe there's something to do with your alignment on the paternal lineage side that needs some addressing, something that's necessary regarding centering, footing. That could be significant as well in regards to the experience that I had. But yeah, it was like I felt this toe tag on my right foot in the middle of like the center toe. And it was really like a weird feeling that I couldn't knock off. It wasn't going away. So this could be significant. And you. On March 19th, I had a download at 2:21 a.m. And it was actually a vision that I received. I was shown an olive skin complexion. It was a part of the body. It could have been the thigh. It could have been the arm. It wasn't emphasized. It's just it could have been the thigh or the arm is what I understood. And what I saw was skin discoloration, or pigmentation that was unusual skin pigmentation. And I feel like it was unusual because of how it was placed. Like it was more noticeable. So it could be on the forearm, it could be on the cheek, it could be on the face. And I got the sense that whomever this was that I was being showed, that this was alarming for this person to experience it or notice it. So this made me understand that this was not their normal homeostasis and how they perceive themselves when looking in the mirror. So this is something that just occurred. And it's almost like when I saw them, or I got the sense that they were alarmed by this, it was almost like maybe they thought it was a dream, or like they were frightened by the look of it, or a panic all of a sudden, like trying to wipe it off their face. I don't know. I ended up pulling cards back then in March just to, because it was in the middle of the night. Sometimes I do that when I get a specific understanding or vision or dream, even. And what I got at the time, I didn't make a note of it, but what I got at the time was this was some sort of, this could be some sort of a backfire for this person that was experiencing this pigmentation or discoloration on their face or somewhere on their body that was alarming. And I feel like the reason when the cards were pulled, it was almost like this person had wished this on somebody else, but it was actually backfiring back and affecting them. So this was an alarming moment for them, and it was a wake-up call. It's like what you place out and seek, you will sow, is what I understood from what I was receiving in the message. But I also thought about it, and it could also be an adverse reaction to a skincare product, maybe a laundry detergent, something they used, and all of a sudden it's. And I also started seeing maybe a perfume as well. Something that they've been using, and all of a sudden it's changed some sort of structure. And then this realization came over me. It was like all of a sudden, the smell that you really enjoyed, it was almost like I was experiencing it from the point of view of this person. Like just this thought pattern the spirit was placing on me to understand. Like all of a sudden, the smell that you really enjoyed was not going to be that great for you anymore. Like, oh, I guess this isn't going to work anymore. It's kind of the sense that I got. And it almost felt like the smell was very mesmerizing. The scent was very mesmerizing. There was hues of Tanitian vanilla. Pardon my voice, it just started to crackle here. Fascinating moment that is when that happens. But yeah, sort of like this mesmerizing scent, and it's creating distortion. And the word spell came over as well, which made me think it was a love spell. And I understood also that it was creating distortion in men's minds at that point when I got that connection. So some sort of love potion type perfume, creating a situation. It's an awareness that whatever has been evoked on the skin has also been invoked on or evoked on those that this person had interfered with. So they place it on their skin with this evocation of something. Some intention was placed while doing so. And by doing that, it interfered with others, is what my understanding was of that point of the channel. I was also being showed a feminine on one side and a lot of men on the other side, but I even saw women in this situation. like women on the men's side as well. So it wasn't just men that were targeted, it was also women. But I also understood there was something about bringing an ending, about an ending of some sort. And then I heard the word demise. So wanting to create some form of demise for another is what I understood. Or they wanted to bring about a sort of ending for someone, but maybe this ended up creating something far more than what they had hoped for. That's just something I just placed it myself thinking just now. And it was like I started to feel all these energetic connections that this woman, this feminine energy, had began placing outwards. And these lines of connections, they all crossed and they were all distorted. And I saw a lot of confusion and upheaval being manifested and occur. And I believe it is directed towards this source, this particular female. It's like all of this manifestation that started to create the confusion that began to just like all of a sudden just show up and manifest. It all ended up coming back to her. And I also felt at that point of understanding that it's happening because of how her intentions were towards another. She casted it out, but it didn't land where she wanted. It just came back to her. And this is not a one-off. This is something that's been building. It's a momentum of experiences. This has been a momentum of capacity that has created a huge ripple effect for somebody that she believed at one point worked, but it's being returned. All of it is what I understood about this channel. So we're going to jump in and just see what's going on in this energy. Spirit's really wanting me to address this, so we shall do so. So if this is resonating with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate all your support. It does help the channel. It helps my channel be seen, be viewed by those who might need my messages. So I do appreciate all of your support in this regard. Let's just see what's going on in this energy here. What about this perfume? What about this skin discoloration? What's going on here in this energy in regards to all of it, including the toe tag? What the hell is that about? That's a song I used to hum and sing when I was pregnant. It was very comforting for me when I had my children when they were really young. And that song just started coming up. So some sort of comforting lull. What's influencing this? Three of Pentacles here. I hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's, a wonderful Christmas. I hope you guys were surrounded by lots of love, lots of friends and family. I hope you felt a lot of joy and peace. High Priestess, Three of Pentacles. And me in a new year. A new year, new you. A new year, new me. I'll just stick with being myself. You? Ace of Wands. Okay. So with the Three of Pentacles here, we have some sort of stabilization was achieved. There's something to do with job power and stabilizing it, or stabilizing oneself in a powerful position, in a powerful job, a powerful purpose just came to mind. And this is being influenced by the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, what's really illuminating with this particular card is the strength of it, of the High Priestess, as well as the wisdom that comes along with it. Somebody believes that they have obtained a lot, and they've always had this force within them. They're very strong. They believe they're very wise. But escape from reality is also illuminating here. So this could be some sort of psychological work, perhaps. Maybe an ability to utilize a gift or skill intuitively, perhaps. Maybe mediumship. So this could be somebody with an ability, such as myself, who's intuitive or has a mediumship. That's leading them to some sort of job stabilization. A job stabilization is achieved. This is some sort of status, a job stabilization in some form of status. And the Ace of Wands as the goal, destiny, I feel more the latter, is implying, I'm trying to hold all three, is implying this is something to do with taking risks. This is the implementation of through challenges. It's implementing some form of growth, necessary growth to achieve some sort of self-employment. This is taking risks. This is what I'm receiving here with these three cards. So somebody's taking risks to grow, implement some form of structure. Some sort of stabilization was achieved that gave some form of power. This is somebody who resonates with High Priestess. This is the underlining, influencing energy of the Three of Pentacles. So let's just clarify here. Clarify, please, the stabilization that was achieved. What was achieved? Stabilization. Let me just shuffle these clarifiers. Definitely intuition based. Somebody has stabilized something with their intuition. There's definitely that. There's a Nine of Wands that just flew out. This is some form of movement forward through, although everything was against them. This is somebody who they were standing alone in some form of conflict here. I see this big giant and everybody charging at it. This is somebody implementing something to help grow some form of stabilization. Somebody who has an intuitive ability, somebody who has mediumship. This is what's coming up here. And somebody who has some form of power in growth, implementation through these challenges of the Nine of Wands. That's implementing. This is giving me a lot of, my stomach started before I pulled this Nine of Wands card. My stomach started to feel very uneasy. So it's like this envious, this all eyes on me kind of experience that I'm feeling here. So this High Priestess may have been, you may be this High Priestess. You may have been fighting a lot of odds, still like pulling up your socks, getting through each day, even though you were fighting all these complicated disturbances, all these difficulties in the day-to-day routines, of living a life in this world, but also trying to implement a change or growth or value towards your future. But while facing adversities, having all these eyes on you, seeing you do this, and it doesn't feel like a lot of support was experienced here. It was like watching to see if you're going to climb and grow so they could knock you down a peg or pull you down a peg is how this kind of feels. It's like not a very supportive energy is what I'm getting from this. So if you're the high priest, if this is resonating with you, you're coming to a point, or you have in the past come to a point where you're trying to gain some sort of self-employment. You took risks. You grew through a lot of the adversities that you went through, a lot of the challenges that you had to deal with, trying to grow through the understanding. Like maybe you went through a lot of discord where there was the psychological work, because the high priestess can deal a lot with the psychological aspects of the brain in regards to connection and such. Maybe you were dealing with a lot of turmoil also at that time, which could have felt like these Nine of Wands challenges, trying to get through or implement through to some form of stability, because stabilization is with the three of Pentacles here, and this is saying that it's been achieved. So a Three of Pentacles stabilization achieves some sort of job power. So you're able to implement something for yourself that gains some form of self-employment, which likely helped you in your positioning in that moment of life. And I can resonate with that. I've grown. Whoa, this card just flew right up and off the. Hold on here. Let me get it. King of Swords in reverse is coming up in the past. So with the King of Swords being in the reverse, this is somebody who is an authority figure. So this could be this is in the past positioning under the Three of Pentacles. So in regards to you building yourself into some sort of stabilization being achieved, you did this while dealing with an authority figure who had lack of clarity towards you. They were very unfair, they were biased, and they were very judgmental. And they're sitting right beneath you in the past here. This person is very self-righteous, and they're very it's like they can't think clear. They can't find things that are fair. Like they're dealing with a lot of their own stuff. They're lashing out at anybody who looks or is perceived as what they perceive they should be, is how this feels. So you triggered somebody who is an authoritative figure, is how that is experienced right there. Let's just see. Clarify the King of Swords in reverse. Chariot in reverse. So yeah, like the Chariot is usually a fast-moving energy, but it's in reverse here. Which indicates to me that this person is superficial. They might be directionalist. I don't know if I said that. Directionalist? Directionalist. Is that even a word? Directionless. They lack direction. But is directionalist a word? Hold on here. It just sounds like it should be a word. It's not a word, I don't think. Anyways, this person lacks direction. And they're ruthless. They're misaligned, and they're in comparison mode. So they were likely comparing themselves to you. So you probably rose up through a lot of challenges that this person may have judged you based on their own personal experiences. Self-righteous being the fact that they think that they're better than you, that they've been through more than you. Maybe it's an ageism thing. Maybe they think because they're older than you, they should know more than you, or they have more experience than you, or maybe something to do with that. There's some sort of unfair judgment that has occurred here in regards to that, you achieving that Three of Pentacles, you finding stabilization, whatever your circumstances were. So this person likely wished ill will towards you or on you. It landed sideways. Page of Pentacles. Let me just clarify this. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. It came out sideways, and I think the reason for it coming out sideways, I'm going to take it in the upright. It's like a Page of Pentacles is somebody that's youth, like it's a young person, right? And they're entering in new ways of building stability in their life, economic approaches, which is clarifying the Three of Pentacles, or in alignment with that as well. So some sort of you as the High Priestess likely were, taking some sort of studies, some sort of courses, something to better knowledge yourself or gain greater knowledge in some form of experience that you were hoping to embody moving forward in whatever it is that you're here to achieve in this world, in this lifetime, right? We only live once. We all have purpose and pathways. So along your pathway, you cultivated with what you had, and you gained insight in regards to some new way forward. So you're taking some form of study, something to help better you in regards to this is the recent past, this Page of Pentacles. And I think the reason why it came out sideways is because you're not young. You might be older. You might be, you have a lot of passion in you. The Knight of Swords came up to clarify it as well, which is a warrior. You've been through a lot, and you're very forceful. You're straightforward, and you have courage, and you have a capacity to move through whatever you've been through to gain this High Priestess. You're having to utilize this type of warrior movement forward to gain some sort of push, maybe, into wherever the future energy of this is going. There's also an Eight of Cups in reverse that came out. And the Eight of Cups reversed is maybe there's some sort of an ability to move forward. Maybe something is holding you back. Maybe you're avoiding something. The High Priestess also can be about an escape from reality. That came up as well in the beginning of this read. So the Eight of Cups clarifying with the Knight. It's like you're moving forward. You're going through whatever is blocking you, whatever is feeling like some form of blocked momentum. Sorry, my throat is really all of a sudden really dry. Pardon me, guys. This feels like PTSD. This feels like something that's like triggering. It's like you're going to do it anyways. You're going to push through because I feel like this is what you always do. You push through and you make it. So you may be the person that in the channel this feminine energy attacked. Maybe this is the authority. As it feels like that energy coming in here, like when I look at her, the High Priestess, she's surrounded by all this smoke here, various layers and levels of it. And it's like she's cloaked, like you can't really see who she is. And it's like almost like some sort of invisible spell was casted in regards to, I don't know, the circumstance of you moving forward into this Ace of Wands destiny. having the power to achieve whatever it is that you're wanting to do. The Page of Pentacles coming in sideways is telling me that you're not a child, that you're not a novice. You might, you've been through a lot, but life did not knock you down. Does that make sense? Like, you're not letting it affect your spirit. A lot of people, they go through things and they allow it to affect their spirits. It's like they can't figure out how to get past that. And you're somebody who's cultivating with it, moving forward and out of a circumstance. The Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like you're charging forward even though you have a fear of this change. Maybe you've done it before. Maybe it's like a mirroring circumstance, or maybe you're trying again at something that you once tried to do and you were held back from it because of some sort of circumstance. Maybe the channeled part of this had something to do with that circumstance. If that resonated with you, and if this is resonating with you, this could be also various people's stories. Because again, this is a collective message. As always, not everything is going to fit, and it shouldn't, and and that's just the way that it works. But this is parts and pieces of this reading of the channel may resonate with you, and it might all resonate with you too, even if it is fully your message. I'll let you place that if that fits. That's something that you use your discernment on. But this is telling me that you have some sort of stagnation, or recently you've had some sort of stagnation. Like you move forward. There's some sort of difficulty. There's something you're ignoring with the Eight of Cups in reverse. Like maybe maybe you're avoiding a difficult emotion, or maybe there's some sort of inability to move forward because there's a familiarity in the energy. I feel like this is something you tried to do before and something stopped you. And I feel like whoever stopped you had to do with this King of Swords in reverse, this authority figure. I also have the Three of Cups at the bottom of my clarifying deck. So some sort of celebrations. Anywho, let's see here. Where's the future of this energy here? Tell me the future of this energy here. It's interesting. I'm trying to make it all fit, the channel and this, but I realize that it may not fit properly, and that's okay. It's not meant to necessarily. It might and it might not. It's funny. This need to make something fit is coming up really strong here in this energy. So somebody may have felt like this need to make something work for them, to make something fit. I hear coming up against you. Or maybe the need of you making, maybe the mirror reflection of this. Maybe you having to make something fit with whatever was going on in your life. Somebody misunderstood you. The King of Swords in reverse is about misunderstanding. And they misunderstood something in the energy, in their self-righteousness. They got it wrong. They misunderstood something, and they maybe engaged or illuminated whatever it was that you were trying to do in their own way. I don't know. There's something weird with that energy. It's like making something fit for them that doesn't fit for them, or watching you make something fit and them thinking that it's theirs, so they're taking it for themselves. There's something stupid like that. Something really weird in this energy. We have a Two of Pentacles here, so some form of exchange. My card is scuffed. Oh, sorry, I just noticed my card's scuffed. I realized maybe that's a part of it. The Two of Pentacles. Some form of exchange. Maybe some form of escape. I was about to say escape. Some form of exchange to escape something. To escape accountability. Future energy. This is a playful energy. It's non-committal. There's no pressure. But you see how this coin is like, there's no breaks in the energy of it. It's just a very clear, crisp, energetic line compared to this top one where you see it fade and the dust settle off of it. It's like it's accumulating something more, some sort of interest or some sort of something is not being said or not being seen or not being experienced. Something is casted over this part of the energy. There's something scuffed on it. Maybe something hex, something to destabilize whatever this exchange was. This could be even, I don't know, because spell work came up in this. This could even be in regards to you moving forward in whatever it was that you were venturing towards, that you're maybe starting to consider again. Maybe the pathway is your pathway and you're being led there again. Because it was always meant for you, and maybe somebody got in the way, they got it confused and just felt like you were, for whatever reason, they twisted it and thought that you were taking from them or something in regards to stupidity, like not understanding the circumstance, not understanding the dynamic, not understanding the abilities that you have achieved and obtained up to that point to gain this Three of Pentacles experience to an Ace of Wands future energy destiny. Now this Two of Pentacles, there's some sort of deliverance with it, and it's scuffed is what this seems. What is this scuffed energy? What is this deliverance with it? Deliverance is an interesting word that I'm using. Somebody needs deliverance. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Overspending, financial instability, hoarding, greed, overly generous. One more on this. Financial instability. Oh, that's way too many. One, please. Empress in reverse. Interesting. In this deck, the reversed Empress, it's like stagnation and financial difficulties, I believe. And the Four of Pentacles, it doesn't really come out in reverse in this deck. But if I were to think about what it means in reverse, it's to do with overspending. And I feel like the energy is encompassing. So I'm going to look at the reverse as well as what this card really reflects in a moment. But reverse, this is about hoarding, greed, decluttering, overly generous. Like you may have been in a period of time where maybe you had some sort of disengagement in your normal routine in regards to the stabilization of your foundation. Like you're somebody who can get up like clockwork and do the things that you need to do to get things done. But maybe for whatever reason, you started to veer off of that normalcy that you have in regards to that. Somebody trying to place you in this energy of looking a certain way, like you're not going to be victorious, that you overspend. So I feel like this is to do with spell work here. This is this casted illusion. This does feel like there's a casted illusion here. This does feel like there's a lot of spell work in here. Now in the upright, which is how these cards normally come, the Four of Pentacles is all about isolation and feeling despair or abandonment. Like you may have been in despair or feeling abandoned or been abandoned. in this regard, because you have gone through a lot and you had to create some form of stable foundation and with what you had. And this says that you've obtained a lot of understanding in your life, and you have gifts like intuitive gifts, mediumship gifts, maybe both, and you're trying to utilize that to move forward. And somebody didn't like that. This King of Swords in reverse did not like that. And I feel like there was some sort of casted illusion in regards to your new beginning, your like new way forward, your new way out of whatever your circumstance was. This person didn't want that for you. We have a Two of Pentacles here as an exchange of money in the future. And it feels like this is like illuminated with a lot of dust, like there's something attached to it to create this form of experience. This is being clarified by the Four of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse. And this just feels like tricky energy. It's almost like they wanted you to look this way, like some sort of isolation. Like maybe you were in isolation and they wanted you to feel even more isolated. Maybe you were having feelings of despair or abandonment, maybe because you were going through that. And they wanted to enhance all of what you were going through. It was almost like your burdens were quadrupled in this instance. And it made it difficult for you to secure the stabilization of the Three of Pentacles. It was almost like gaining attachments to your solid foundation. Yeah, and that's I feel like what this is representing here. So there's some form of spell work, some sort of casted illusion over you to make you look a certain way, and even maybe spell work to create some form of, like, you may have been feeling, this is last March, May, you may have been feeling overwhelmed in your circumstance, but maybe everything was starting to do well, and then all of a sudden everything went spazzed out and you weren't able to accumulate what you wanted to moving forward out of it, what you would normally do. Something like that is significant here in regards. This is under the Ace of Wands. This is under the challenges. The Ace of Wands is about implementation through growth and the challenges that arise. This is the challenge that was created for you. We have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. So let's see here. What's the current of this energy here? Show me that flow. Two of Swords. Okay. So the Two of Swords could be something contradicting itself. Like you may be wanting to engage something, but maybe your current circumstance or the environment, maybe it requires a lot of patience or calmness, and maybe your current circumstance is not allocating that. Maybe something has erupted again in your environment that's creating some form of contradictory characteristics in the same nature as before. It's kind of like giving trouble, the energy of this. I just want to see what's in the environment here before I go further with that. So the World card coming in sideways is making decisions. Okay, so with the World card coming in sideways, let's see the World card here. And then we have the Two of Swords. It's like it's like this, when the dust settles, it's like the world is about, it's like the end of the matter, right? The world is the World card. You're moving on to a new cycle. It's done. What's done is done and dusted. However, the dust hasn't settled. We're moving into a new year, and something hasn't settled from the past year. Something needs to be settled from the past year. And the Two of Swords is talking about contradictory characteristics in the same nature is usually what this card is indicative of. It's like sacrifice and trouble. trying to give birth into the strength of whatever this is. It's like somebody getting into some sort of tension, some sort of fight, and not hashing it out, not figuring out the undertones of what has been to find the resolution to move forward. There's some sort of dust that hasn't settled, or the dust and done and dusted, because the world card is sideways. It's like, I feel like this is going to be coming up. This is something that has to manifest for the world card, with the world card coming in that way. And this is in the environment now. So, like, let's say that you are moving forward into some sort of venture that you were once doing, and it felt like everything got in the way of it. Like, you were stable with it, you were doing really great with it, and then all of a sudden, boom, things just started to go wonky, and the energy started to make you feel like you couldn't get past a certain point of existence in regards to building yourself back up from a circumstance. I can only think about my own circumstance in regards to these stories that I share with you, because I feel like that's how it's relating, and that's why you guys are here. There's some sort of energy pull between us that's allowing this read to happen the way it's supposed to be constructed. So, and I can only speak of things that I know upon. So I know that there was a point in time when my life felt like it was falling apart, and I had to use everything in my life that I could to try to figure out how to make it work, because I wasn't getting any support from anywhere in my life. And the people that were acting like there was support were not really supportive. Like, they weren't really helping in the ways that were necessary, especially from the people that should have been helping in ways necessary. It was it was like pulling teeth to request a babysitter, or to request some sort of help from family members, or, but yet anybody else in regards would get that support, no problem. But when I would request it, it was very difficult. So when you're finding yourself lacking in support, and you're like a single mom like I was, and you just kind of have to go with the flow of it, you try to work with what you have. And I remember, well, I'm intuitive, I do mediumship, and I do this, and I'm a healer, I do all this type of work. I was training to do shamanic work. I was a Reiki master teacher at that by that point, and I was starting to deliver all of what I've invested in my life to create, and things got a little wonky at some point. So this might be resonating with some of you in regards to trying to move forward, utilizing what it is that you have naturally. Like, maybe you're an artist and you naturally can create or paint or sketch or do something with a talent and sell it, or write a book, or maybe you're a poet, or you have some sort of gift that naturally comes to you. Maybe you're a medium and you're intuitive too. That's a high priestess that's coming out, and you felt like the urge to cultivate from what you have to pull in something for your future. And maybe you've done this before, and now you're trying to come back and do this again, and it's like this unsettling experience of remembrance of what had occurred before, because of the Page of Pentacles was creating some form of there was a clarifying card there, I think, for the Page of Pentacles, that was creating some form of discord, which made me kind of feel like reliving trauma that was never really spoken about. Like, you went through some stuff that was never really spoken about, and you had a lot of non-support in your life. You were probably surrounded by a lot of people, like I was, that just were pretending to be your friends, that were pretending to be loving people in your lives. But really, they just really wanted to see you fall backwards off a ledge and die, like, is how it kind of feels. So this is what this is. This is the Two of Swords. This is, you're at this contradictive point in the characteristic of whatever that was, whatever implemented there, that's kind of coming here, because you're moving forward. You've made a choice. You have the world. Your cycle has closed, but there are other people trying to cling on to this type of energy for some reason, and that's why it's sitting the way that it's sitting. I feel like something is coming in. Actually, I want to clarify that. What's coming in with the world coming in sideways? What's coming in with this world card? We have a King of Wands sideways. I'll take it as a reverse. So a King of Wands coming in reverse. Let's see here. What's this card? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, so somebody coming in, they're inauthentic, they're moody, poor leadership. They don't have the motivation or courage that you have at all. And the Queen of Swords is maybe how they're perceiving you. Let me just think about this energy for a second here. This could be also your energy, the Queen of Swords here. This could be you and masculine type energy with the King of Wands in reverse. And the Queen of Swords in this particular deck is somebody that's been through a lot. They know both pain and remorse. They've been through a lot. They have a clear conscience. So you could be somebody that, you walk very authentically in your life. You move forward in your truth, and you're going to be dealing with somebody who's inauthentic and impulsive in regards to this World card. And what is it that this King of Wands wants to deal with? Or what is this dust? Six of Swords, something about you moving to calmer waters. And the Six of Cups is they don't really have memories with you. So it's like made up bullshit, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It kind of felt weird too, right? It was like they were looking at you go through some sort of struggle, and then they were like, no, that's not how your struggle is going to go. This is how it's going to go. And they were going to dictate how it was going to go, is how it felt. It was very weird energy. The Six of Cups is they don't have any fond memories. They don't have any memories at all with you. It's like made up, make-believe, fictitious experiences. What's in the emotions here? What's the emotions? Are taking forever to let this one out. There we go. Three of Swords energy. Very painful. Somebody's going through it right now. I feel like this is what's going on here. You may have been feeling a lot of like anger. I'm just gonna put this in the upright here right now because it's kind of bothering me down here. With the Three of Swords coming in the emotions, you may have been experiencing, just being that you're the High Priestess, you may have been experiencing people in your energy with some negativity, because the Three of Swords is showcasing a lot of unhappiness, a lot of tears and disruption that's going on for somebody right now. And it's like they're kind of going back and forth, going over the memories, the discord and the strife, that the delays that were caused, the strife that they caused you, the discord that they caused you. This is something about somebody causing you strife. They caused you delay. They caused some sort of discord for you. And I feel like now they're experiencing it, and they're trying to transfer this energy to you because they're feeling your absence, and they're feeling that you're separated from them. So this could be indeed anybody who was in your life that were acting like they were supportive, but they weren't. This could be a whole slew of people that are kind of going through this. So if you are resonating with this, you might have been feeling a little bit more grumpier or like pissy, or just like weird, like all of a sudden a flow of emotions going over you that just don't match what's going on around you. If that's you, then you might want to cleanse your energy, grab a shower, say a prayer, just get in on that energy to revoke and rebuke it, because there's a lot of people in their feels right now over you, over some sort of deceit, gaining some sort of forbidden pleasure also is really illuminating with this card in regards to the past. And this is sitting on, your movement, with the Two of Pentacles, this exchange. Sorry, it's not in alignment because I have my deck of cards here. But if I were to align all my cards and have them all in alignment with each other, this is to do with your energy that you're trying to obtain. This is to do with some sort of an exchange of money. And this is the balance. This is the equilibrium of it all, because something has to come back into balance. And I think that's why the World card came out sideways. What is the outcome of all of this? The Star. You're the star. You're going to shine. There's nothing they can do about it. You've closed the cycle. That landed on the World card. You close the cycle. There's a Two of Swords, which does technically mean like a peace, like some sort of crossroads where peace is established. And you're to move forward in the star energy. And we have the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Ancestor protection. Queen of Cups, you're intuitive. Yeah. You got lots of promise coming at you. So don't let this Page of Pentacles, don't let this past experience of stagnation get in your way right now, because that was people placing something on you. There was something that got in the way. There was some form of spell casting, perhaps some sort of magic. Some sort of illusions were casted to create turmoil for your movement forward. Could have been gossip about you. There could have been all sorts of crap being said about you. Well, here you are really struggling as a single parent with your young children, trying to get your footing, and you have people tearing you down because you're doing it flawlessly. You're stabilizing in the structure that maybe they couldn't perceive anybody, or maybe they themselves couldn't do. The King of Swords in reverse is somebody who is self-righteous, and they are very unfair, and they're very biased, and they lack a lot of clarity, and they're very judgmental. And this is an authority figure. So you had an authority figure spewing bullshit about you because they felt it was unfair that you were able to do something so flawlessly in changing your structure moving forward, and they couldn't figure out how to do it. So it's like, okay, you can't be pleased or happy for somebody who's surmounting something. They're trying to get out of homelessness. They're trying to get out of some sort of rut. I know for myself, I ended up in housing with a 2-month. Well, she was now a year, almost turning a year. No, she was a year. She turned a year. It was around her birthday when we moved. On her birthday when we moved, actually. And then a four-year-old, had 2 young children, and very much a lack of support in my life. The people that did try to help me made sure that I knew how inconveniencing it was for me to request their support, their help in moving or in trying to change some sort of structure. So it's just really telling. I feel like this is the structures that are coming up from the dust. It's like people are being met with what they've dished out. It's like what you cast out will come back to you. Have you been grateful? Have you been ungrateful? Have you been supportive or unsupportive? Have you been balanced or unbalanced? How have you been working forward? Has it been authentically, or have you been inauthentically? It's like we're moving into this new year, but there's this this mirroring energy that's kind of could be pulling you back. I feel like it's pulling other people back, and they're having a hard, like what I'm seeing, what spirit is showing me is this visual, excuse me, this visual of all these strings, like these connections, these energetic connections that I had in the channel that I shared with you at the beginning of the read. These energetic connections that were made by whatever this, as the visual that was given was a love potion, this smell, this perfume or something, that was creating some form of skin discoloration, like it was muckying up the way you look, and all these connections that were being casted out to defame you, to make you look less than what you were, to disregard all of the growth that you've achieved, or how strong you were pulling yourself through this. People were like, they were maybe showing you some form of support in your face, but behind your back, it was gossip, it was lies, it was fighting, it was all sorts of malevolent behavior. And this is what's coming up to the forefront right now. And I think people are maybe realizing it. Like there could have been spells casted. I feel like it's I feel like right now, like it's like, I feel like this wool is been casted over people's eyes and it's about to be pulled off. I don't know if that makes any sense for anybody here, but that's just what spirit is showing me. So you may have had a lot of people like think such, they may have really thought that you were something else than what you truly authentically are. And they might be coming to grips with the fact that they have attacked an innocent person. They went out of their way to harm or bother an innocent person, just trying to pull themselves out of the mud that occurred in their life. And it's like when you kick a dog, what is that expression? Kick a dog when it's down, or I don't know. There's an expression. I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but that's just how this is making me feel. It's like you've been through a lot and they see that you're down. Let's kick her further. Let's just beat the shit out of her so she just doesn't get up. This is kind of how it feels. It's fucked up energy. Anywho, you're the star. It don't matter. You are the star, baby. You're coming out. Nobody is going to be able to stop your growth, your movement forward. You have finished and closed this cycle. It's this energy that you might be feeling, this Three of Swords energy, and this is your outcome. You're the star. This energy here is what you might be feeling in your energy. Just rebuke it, revoke it, cleanse your energy if that is you, if you are feeling that, because this is why you're feeling it. Just people cannot comprehend where you're going, where you're moving to, what's being illuminated to them about who you are. And this is the reality of it. And this is the message. Anywho, please feel free to share, to like, and subscribe. I do appreciate your support. If this message resonated, I appreciate it, especially because it just helps me know that I'm doing something right here. I'm helping you guys with some sort of understanding or illumination or movement forward. So again, this message was rewound back to March 19th, and I brought it in today on January 1st, 2025. So something from your past is just being configured to just completely swipe it away to make sure that your movement forward is as such as it should be. Because you're meant for great things. You're going to inspire a lot of people with what it is that you've been through. Who you authentically are is who the star is. It's somebody who casts a lot of faith and a lot of hope in others. Your energy is needed on this earth, and Spirit is going to ensure that you are gaining the purpose that you're meant for. And that's the message, you guys. Until next time, take care.